Welcome back to the channel, guys. First I wanted to say real quick, if you're not subscribed to the channel, I encourage you guys to please do so. It really helps the channel out, keeps the videos monetized and keeps it in the feed, the videos in the feed. So I really appreciate that. If you guys are watching the videos and returning and watching them and you haven't subscribed, please subscribe. Just do it. And I thought it was something else I wanted to touch base on. Okay, so the American flag video is almost done, the last one. It'll be finished. I'm doing a couple in between. We're gonna make a paint shaker today. We've been saying in the videos we need to make a paint shaker for the Sawzall. And then I got a golf cart seat. We're gonna cover just the lower part of that. And there's a fireball tool vise build coming up, which the guy that I'm doing the golf cart seat for is from Pickway Machine and Fab. They sell steel, they make things there. It's a pretty nice outfit. But anyways, he's sponsoring the vise build video, and we'll go over all that when we're watching that video, but that's his seat we're doing. So here we are with this. I'm gonna show you guys, let me switch cameras up real quick so I can show you how we're gonna build this thing. Okay, I'm just gonna try to record the screen and walk through this real quick. Oops, sorry, did I move that?
And you are so clumsy. Okay,
so basically I start out with, and like I said, this is in Fusion-360, and there's so much to cover in this. It'd be a lot to go through. There's other channels out there that are super covered on this, man. I mean, that's where I learn it from, stuff like that. But if you guys want me to tell you where a couple nice channels are, just leave it in the comments down there and I'll shoot you to the right directions. Go that way! So here we go. So the first thing, I made a round, which is down here. I made a round circle, which was, it was actually wider. It was wider than the bottom of the can. I can't remember what all the measurements were, but I made it wider because I'll show you here in a second why. So then the next step was, now this part here that I just extruded out of there, it is the roundness of the can. So that's why I made the outside, thicker. So it gave us a good amount of thickness there. Okay, so, and then this base, I only extruded it down to about right here, so it left a nice base. Okay, so now the next step, I don't want to miss anything. It's hard doing it like this. Okay, the next step I took and I made a square on the outside here, and then I extruded it in, which cut that out for me. It cut that slot open for me. Okay, and then I'm about to do the same thing right there. I took and made a design right here with a curve in it, and I extruded it that way, towards the back to cut that out. All right, now these things, I don't know if you just seen that happen. Let me go back. So if you watch these top little corners here, those are called fillets. I'm just gonna make curves throughout this whole thing now in a couple spots. See, I just did them right here. Now I made this back where the blade's gonna go in. And again, it is wider than the blade because of the next step we're gonna do. Oh no, I'm sorry. The next step was I extruded, if you guys see here, that was two pieces at first, and there's a gap right here. So the next step, I extruded that into this and made it all one now, okay? Now the next step, I made the slot for the blade, and it goes up probably, probably to about right in here somewhere. I got it all measured to fit in the Sawzall and give a decent distance between the shaker and the Sawzall so it's not hitting the saw, and then the blade to bottom out up here, okay? Then I made the two holes, what we're gonna drill through the blade once we slide it in there. And then I made another fillet on this corner, curved it. Next thing, I made the slot for the Velcro strap or whatever we're gonna use in here. I ain't decided yet. Now, I think from here on out, I'm gonna start making fillets, which is, yep, I just curved those right there. I curved the sides now. Now this I just added, this fillet in here, that one right in that corner. I did that for more stability in this, where this connects to that. I added this since the first design, and then I'm making some more now. I did some on the outside here. I did some more over here. I did another one right here on the front of it. This is all added since the first one. And then I did one inside here, and that's the end of it. This is version 2 of this thing. Okay, what I'm showing you here is version 2. We're going to print version 1 so I can test it and see how it works out.
We need to do the test again.
And then I'll go back if I have to tweak anything or add to this one. I was even thinking about putting some letters here that's at an angle or something that says the shaker. I don't know, something just being goofy with it. And that's it. So I wanted to show you guys how I made that in here. Now, I know I didn't tell you much on what I used up here and how I did it, but I just kind of explained, you know, what the process was I went through to do this. Fusion-360 is not that hard if you start somewhere and just start playing in it. I mean, that's all I do. I watch videos and I come in here and I play. You're not going to mess nothing up. And this is free to download. You can make up to 10 projects that are rewritable, meaning you can go back in and work on them. But once you fill that up, you can't make no more projects until you make it read-only. So for instance, let me show you in here these 10 are all editable, meaning I can work on them and redo them. This is part of the stuff we're going to be doing on the Vice build here. And then I got another sweet video we're going to be doing here. I'm going to build a nice shop chair. I'm going to kind of go off of the Viper chair that sells on the internet. Let me just show you real quick. This is going to be the legs and stuff for it. I'm just giving you a little sneak peek on this.
Don't tell anyone.
But this is going to be our legs for it, and then I still got to square this out in here and make it what do you call that, hectagon. So these all will fit with this little bracket here. I know we're going off of what's going on here, but this bracket's going to go in between each one of these legs and bolt to the arms and into the hexagon we make. But anyways, we'll get into all that later. I was trying to tell you how this works. So editable means we can open it up and work on it, and then either cut it on the plasma machine or make it into an STL file, or a couple. There's another file you can make too for 3D printing, and then you can export it over into your other programs. Now, once you fill this, you got to make these read-only files, which you don't lose them. It stores it in a library, and then now you can make a new project. That's the way you can use Fusion for free. Other than that, if you pay for it, that don't become an issue no more. You can make as many as you want, and there's other stuff you gain from it, which I'm not using it like that, like a business to where I need it like that. So, and I'm sure a lot of you wouldn't either. But anyways, that's that. We're going to go into printing this thing, and then after we print it, we're going to come back here and see what we have to do to the blade and do some testing with it. So I'll bring you guys back once we get it. I'm going to show you some of the print as it's printing throughout because it's going to take about 3 or 4 hours to print this. This is like I believe 5 or 6 inches tall. And then, you know, the roundness of a can and the blade part here is the thickness, the width of the blade and all that. So that's got to print from down here all the way up in the printer. But you guys I'll show you it as it's printing throughout. I'll try to show you, because I'm not going to sit around here for 4 hours doing that.
I got better things to do.
I'll show it to you when it starts, maybe an hour into it, a couple hours into it. We'll do it like that. So, all right, I'll bring you guys back when we're printing. All right, so here's the paint shaker starting out. This is all trial and error. I have no idea if this is going to work or not, but it's saying 4 hours and 55 minutes. Now that'll change once it gets past the like the main base and it starts going faster. So I'd say total and all, we're looking probably about 4 hours, maybe 3 hours and 45 minutes. We'll see. But this is going to be interesting to see if it works. Hold on a second. So when I made this, I did the infill. Well, this bottom's pretty thick here. It comes up about right here. I'll have to look back at all the specs in Fusion. But we'll go back in there and I'll show you. I'm going to try to do like I think you can hit play and it'll show you how I build it all. We'll just do a little quick thing on that. I'm not going to get too involved in Fusion. There's so much to learn in that thing. I mean, if you guys are interested in learning in Fusion, I'll just put something down in the comments there, and I'll give you guys some suggestions on where to go. There's a couple of really good guys out there to explain it real well. So just let me know on that. But so yeah, this is going to be pretty cool. The can will sit in there. We'll have a strap that comes through here and around it, tightens up across the front, and then the blade will go in here. This is made for a full blade, and then once you get your blade in there, we'll mark it and we'll put 2 holes in it. We're just going to use an old blade, and that way that'll go right into the Sawzall. So this ought to be pretty interesting. I think it'll work.
Should work.
I did 20% on the infill of the walls, so it's a little thicker than normal. And if that don't do it, for some reason, if it don't, because this is all solid in here. This is all made with this. It's not like 2 pieces, so it should be continuous solid when it prints it. So if it don't work, we'll just come over, we'll change it, and we'll make it, you know, we'll increase it. We'll go 30%. But that's a lot though for something like this, especially, you know, it's only going to be going up and down. I doubt we're going to have an issue. So, but this will be cool because, you know, it's made here in house. Them things sell for about 40 bucks, the metal ones, but this is pretty cool.
Super duper. That's nice.
I mean, I think I did a pretty cool little job on making it, you know, from the 3D printer. So we'll see. When it's all printed, we'll come back and we'll drill our holes in the blade, and I'm going to find a little Velcro strap thing, and we'll put it through and see how this thing works. All right, be back when it's done. Okay, here's just on the second layer, and look how much faster it's already going. Yeah, this thing picks up and gets going once it gets, because on the first layer, you know, you want it to go slow so you can put a nice layer down to hold this thing. I mean, this thing's going to be 5 inches tall, so you don't want it coming apart when we're halfway up. So that's why the first layer is slow, and you really want to put it down. So I just want to show you guys that. We're back. I'm going to probably bring it back about halfway through, show you what it looks like. All right, guys, this is about just under an hour. Right here, I want you guys to see the patterns that it's doing here. So they're pretty close. Normally that would be a little bit wider apart. See, that's still that ain't even the floor ain't even started the base of the you know, where the can sits. That's already going to be that thick where the can sits. So the only thing I see, which I don't think it's going to be an issue, I'm serious, but the walls may need to become a little thicker. But I'm going to do some extensive testing on this bad boy. Like, I'm going to really rattle some cans for a while with it, just to see how it holds up, and we'll see how it goes. All right, I'll bring you guys back here a couple more hours into it. The old boron. All right, guys, we're 77% done. About an hour and 9 minutes left. It's saying 3 hours and 53 minutes is how long it's been on, and I started it at 5. Yeah, it's about right. It's about correct. There is some like a little bit of stringing in there. That occurs from, like, I may have the temperature a little hot, but it comes right off. I mean, you just take the take a little lighter or something and it just melts it right off. But it's no big deal.
No biggie.
It's looking really good. It really is. I did change a couple things. We're gonna see how this one works out, but I changed the right in here on these curves all the way up. I added some fillets, which makes it like a curve in there, just a little more structure. I did some in a couple of other areas too. I'll have to show it to you guys on the computer, but this one here we'll just use for testing. And then we'll see how it goes and make some changes if we need to finalize the, you know, the one that's going to be. But I think it's going to be pretty sweet. I'm probably going to make some buckles for across the front. When that strap goes through the slot there, it'll go across the front there. I'm going to print some buckles to where you tighten up the piece of whatever we're going to use to strap wise, and then the buckle will just kind of clamp it tight. So, but we're gonna make everything other than the strap. So, yeah, yep. I just wanted to give you guys an update, and I'll bring you guys back when it's finished. Okay, here it is printed. This is the first version.
That's awesome. Yeah, it is pretty awesome.
As you can see here, there's no fillets in here. There's no fillet in there. There's no fillet across this. I think I even put some along these sides here. There's none in there. Yep, there's none in here. So all this I changed since this one. I just thought about it after it got about halfway through the print. I was like, you know what? That'd probably be a lot better with some fillets in it. It would probably. I mean, this is printed out of PETG, so I really don't think this is going to have any problems. And look how nice this fits in here. I mean, it's like a glove. It's like suction. I mean, that thing fits super nice, right down, you know, really nice. So the blade, I already cleaned a little bit of the teeth off. We'll go back over to the belt sander here in a second, because I'm going to make a dedicated blade for this is a Hercules from Harbor Freight, and they have a ton of paint on them, so I had to clean a bunch of that off to get this, because when I measured this with the calipers, I measured in here where there's no paint. I should have measured, not really, because I'm going to clean that off anyway, so I did the right thing.
I'm so confused.
So anyways, we're going to slide this in here, and see that stops about right there where you see that tip. right there's the bottom of it. Now that's because when we do this and get it all made with the bolts and everything, and we stick it in our Sawzall, when that shakes, we want a little gap in there so it's not hitting the Sawzall. So what we'll do now is we're going to go back over to the belt sander, and I didn't show you guys either. When I showed you guys when it was printing, there was a little stringy because I probably had the heat up too high in the printer. There was a little bit in here too, not very many. But you just take one of these or a little lighter, and you just kind of real quick like that, and it takes care of them. You don't even stay on it, just real fast. And anywhere, you can even go over the whole thing if you want, just like that, and it just cleans them up real fast, and they're gone. They're no more. So that's the beauty of that. So there was one there I missed. Okay, well, let's go ahead and put this back in here. I'm gonna put a little mark in here because I'm gonna notch that opening out for whatever strap we use. I don't want it to be in the way of it. So this thing's getting, I need to put a longer marker in here. I think it's on there. Yep, okay. And then we'll mark for our holes. Let's see if it did it. Yep, all right. So we got our holes. I'm gonna mark this with a little bit of, I got a blue marker here, just where I gotta trim this out so I can see it better. Okay, and then let's go ahead and do our, all right. Let's go over to that thing is longer. Let's go over to the belt sander. We'll finish cleaning up. Like I said, I started on these just a little bit ago. I wanted to finish on the camera just so I could show you guys. We'll finish cleaning those up. We'll notch this out a little bit, and we'll drill our holes in there for putting our bolts through there, and then we'll find something to strap. I'm gonna get like those, I don't know if I got any out here somewhere. They're called wire reusable Velcro wire management type thing, but you can buy it in a roll, and then you cut it to fit, and then you just feed it through there and just strap it across the front. Because I don't think it's gonna take much, you know, to hold that in there like that. Or we can use maybe, I got these clamps with like a little butterfly knob on it. To tighten it up. We'll see here in a few. Let's first go over here and clean this thing up and get our holes drilled. All right, let's not forget, taking it from somebody that always forgets.
So funny.
All right, first thing we're gonna do is this is already feeling pretty good. I'm just gonna clean a tiny bit more off of it, and then we're gonna go over here to the little grinder wheel and try to notch that out some. This is another thing I built a long time ago, pretty cool bent. This is from, I can't think of his name. It's like Home Build or Home something. I'll have to find out the name for it if you guys are interested. But I downloaded all his plans, and I cut out, that's before I had the plasma machine, and I did all that by hand. I cut all that out and grinded it and slotted it. I mean, it took me forever, but you can do it without a plasma cutter. This is proof. And then I powder coated everything, and I made this little table. Let me back this up so I can show you guys. I made that little roller there. This is I kind of went off the plans on my my tubing bender from Rogue, but I just remade all that with the Rogue bender. This is all powder coated. That Pickway Metal and Fab, he put all these brakes in this he made this top for me and put all the brakes in it, and I just welded the corner shut. That worked out super sweet because it's like 3/16 or a quarter thick, that top. That I tapped into this where that bolts into it, so that's how thick this is. It's real strong. The bottom's got the same sheeting on it, but it's a flat piece, and it's just welded on there. It's got rollers with locks, all of them lock. It's got a VFD. I put a VFD on it on the back so you can control the speed, the reverse, the forward, all that. So I built it so it can last me forever. But it works super nice. And they're 2x72 the belts. Okay, let's clean this up some. Like I said, we're not gonna go much. I'm just gonna follow through with this a little bit more. It already felt pretty good. I don't want to take too much off of it. Let me, I'm gonna take it across the top like that lightly to clean that little roughness off of it. So let me notch this real quick. I don't got this plugged in. I don't use this that much since I built that, because I do have wheels and attachments that I can put on this thing that I could have just did that with too on here. I got little attachments made for, this is pretty cool here. This thing sharpens drill bits on there, and it does a heck of a job.
Hell of a job, son.
That's pretty cool. This is like 20 bucks, and I made this little platform for it where you can adjust it all here, forward and backwards, and that's just interchangeable. You just pull the you know, this one out and put that in there, and it works out real good. But I got wheels down here. There's small wheels and stuff like that I could just pull it out and do that. But right now I just want to do it real quick on this. I gotta bolt it down. This wheel is kind of rounded off. Let's see what that looks like. Just a little bit more. Like I said, this will be dedicated for this, so I'm gonna get a file and try to clean that a little bit with a file. I can't wait to build that vise. That's gonna be so awesome. And there'll be a like a fixture block that it'll mount to, and I ain't decided what I'm gonna do yet about making it swivel. That's gonna be the toughest part of it. Yeah, worked out good. We got a nice little notch in there. Yep, we're all cleaned out now. And we're all the way up in it, so. Now let me take it across this thing. I just, like I said, I wanted to, just a little bit. I'm going real lightly on this. I'm not trying to put it to it that much. Just so there's no roughness on it, and it's not, it's pretty smooth. Okay, so what I'm gonna do is, I'll probably end up cleaning up with a buffer wheel real good. Let me get you guys back here. Yeah, we'll clean it up real nice, and then that way it's made just for that. All right, so we need to, let me get a punch. I'm gonna try to click this while it's in here, so I can get it in the center as much as I can here. You guys probably can't even see me doing it. Yeah, here's all like the material and stuff for that vise build. We'll be getting into that soon. My wife's car blew a head gasket and literally messed the head up and everything. So I got that tore apart.
A million tiny little pieces.
In the other shop. So once I get that all buttoned up here, I'm gonna try to do that this weekend. These things are awesome. Okay, we got those about where we want them. I'm thinking, I got this little, I don't know if that'll reach in there that far or not. Yeah, but I don't think I could judge the perfectness of where that goes. Let's just drill it in the mill. I'm gonna fire the mill up and I'll bring you guys back. Hold on a second. Okay, I got the tallest parallels I had, and I got it in there as much as tight as possible, and I just kind of went and eyeballed the area. Now this is probably hardened steel here, so I don't know how this is going to work out. Put a little whirl. I put a self-center, or wait, let's see how it cuts it. It's cutting it. Okay, good. So let's go down. That shouldn't move there if they're both in the same area. Yep, we're good. I don't have my DRO on. I'm just kind of eyeballing this. It doesn't have to be super precise, but it is cutting it. Okay, good. So let's drop this, and let me find a bit. I think I used 3/16 maybe even bigger than that, maybe quarter. Well, let's run the 3/16 through it. I don't know how, I might have to sharpen this, but if so, I'm just gonna move to a different size. Yeah, I need to sharpen that one. It ain't the best. I don't wanna get into all that right now. I got a bunch in here I gotta sharpen, so we'll just move down the line here. I flipped it upside down so I know which one I gotta sharpen. I'll show you guys that too someday, how that drill bit sharpener works. It's pretty cool. Come on, work. It might be that. You know what? I got some cobalt bits over there. Let me go grab one of them. That's probably what's going on. I'm dulling these out. Give me 1 second. Okay, apparently those are dull too, so you're gonna get to see this. So basically you wanna make your bit has 2 edges, okay? You want those to go up and down in this thing as close as you can get it, because we're going to repeat that. So this thing slides up as a stop here. You just kind of put it on one of the edges, okay? And then this tightens down. Just make sure it's up and down. All right, tighten that up. Now, you have adjustability through this little thing here and this little thing here. So what we'll do is, we probably should have did that. That's all right, let me just do it this way. Let me just go. I'll bring this in as close as I can, and then we'll use that hex head right about there. We'll tighten that up. Okay, now let me get I can remember which one it was. Yep. All right, so now what we're gonna do is we're gonna cut this grinder on, and I'm gonna bring it in slow, just till it starts to, right about there. Pull it away, and I'm gonna lock that down. You don't wanna dig into these things and overheat them or take too much off of them. So now we're just gonna take this arm and curve it back and forth. Okay. Now we'll take this thing and turn it up. Try to get it in the same position, up and down, like you had it, and lock her down. That side didn't get much at all. Let me bring this in just a touch, and we'll redo the other side too. Hope I didn't go too much. I need to get a washer on that. It's starting to eat into it. Probably took it too much. That's all right. We'll clean it up on the other side too. I needed to get it sharp, so it wasn't really that much. It's more than I wanted to go, but sorry if I'm blocking the camera. I'm trying to get this thing. And then we got a sharpened bit. All right, let's go back over here. All right, I don't know why I didn't think about this in the first place. I'm not even gonna try to do that, but I put a 4-flute 3/16 end mill in it, and it went right through it, and it's cobalt. Let me see if I'm in the right spot. So you're gonna need a good sharp cobalt bit to go through this hardened steel. But there's our holes. Let me wipe this up. Yep, we're right through it. Perfect spot. You can see through there. And the slot's good. All right, let me find some bolts. We'll bolt that up, and let me figure out what we're gonna strap with, and we'll start testing this bad boy. Give me a few. Okay, found a couple 1/4-inch bolts with some lock nuts, and I just snugged them. That's all you needed. It ain't moving. I couldn't find my clamps with the little wing nut thing in it, so we'll just use this for now, just to test this thing. Watch, I'm not even gonna tighten this much. We'll just take it to where the slops out and just give it a little bit more of a turn. I barely tighten that. Yeah, it ain't going nowhere. All right, the moment of truth, right? All right, I'm excited. All right, here we go. You guys can see it. It works. Trying to see if there's any ways it likes it better. I think like this, just a little bit at an angle. Yeah, like that. Balances it out pretty good right there. Boy, it's shaking my arms.
This is so much fun!
I'm trying to crank it. You really don't need it. I mean, just a little bit. Guys, that's a winner. That is a winner.
Winner, winner, chicken dinner!
And what I'm gonna do is, I'm gonna keep on testing it. I mean, everything is still tight, real tight. And that ball is super loose now. None of this looks funny yet or anything. I think I am gonna make the other one with the fillet structure. Just because, just so it's stronger. I mean, we are tightening with this, away from it, against it, just to make it more solid, you know what I mean? But the overall design of it, and everything about that, it worked out. So these all fit snug, and the bottom will have a fillet in it inside here, which will make it better. That'll just make it stronger inside there, just to keep it lasting, you know what I mean? But even, I'll have to look on the program to see how much filament I used to make this, because the machine tells me how much I used, and it kind of gives you a breakdown. You just punch in how much you paid for the roll, and it tells you per cent how much you had per, I can't remember how it does it, but I want to see, just to know. So if it's something, you drop it or something one day, or something runs over or breaks it or something like that, you can just print you a new one. You know what I mean? It's no biggie. What I'm probably going to do is I'm going to play with this. This is it works. So I'll probably end up making the one with the fillets, finalizing the design, making it nicer, just better. I just wanted to see if it worked. You know, basically if the wall thickness was okay, if I had to go thicker there, was that going to break on me? I mean, I just literally had that thing gunned. It was shaking my arm so bad.
Wow, your arm's shaking.
The weight of the can or something would have cracked it somewhere, and it ain't got a stress crack in it. It ain't got nothing going on nowhere. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do that, finalize the design. I think I'm going to go ahead and put the STL file on Etsy. I'll try to put that in the comments below once I do that. So if you guys are interested in it, you know, for a couple of bucks or something, is just for my time of making it, you know, because it did take me a good probably an hour or so to set it all up and make it. You know what I mean? So, and just the time we just had in it and all that to test it and see and all that stuff on it, I figure that's fair. You know, I'll put it on Etsy. I'll put it down in the description, in the comments, once I get that all set up. If you guys are interested, if you don't have access to a 3D printer, shoot me a comment. You know, if you're interested, maybe I can print you one out and ship it to you and charge you something fair for the, you know, for printing it and everything, and we'll figure that out if that's what you want. And I'll even make it with maybe with the blade and all in it. So when you get it, it'll be just like that. The blade will be in it. You stick it in your Sawzall, and you're ready to shake your cans.
Shake, shake, shake a tail feather, baby.
So let me know if you're interested in something like that. Once again, thank you guys. Like I said, I want to make a quick video on this. I've been wanting to make a shaker forever now. I really appreciate you guys watching, subscribing, liking, as much as the people that do. Like I said, on the guys that are watching the videos and coming back and watching them, please, I encourage you, please, again, I don't want you to get tired of me, tired of hearing me say that, but
Getting old. I
encourage you guys to please subscribe if you're not. It really helps the channel. It is growing. We're over 500 now. I think 513 or 14. I was excited to see 500, so I can't wait to see 1,000. But thank you so much, guys. I'll see you on the golf cart seat. We'll be after this one, and then probably the flag, and then we'll get on the vice build. So we'll see how all that rolls in. Once again, thanks so much, guys. We're out. All right, so I went ahead and printed the newer design. I want you guys to see the difference here. So here is, hopefully you can see that. See inside this crack, it's just like a, you know, a straight 90. Now look at this one. You can see how it kind of curves in. So it kind of molds it into the thing. And the front of this, that's molded right here. The inside of it, let me try to get a light here. See if that helps. I don't know if you guys can see in there. It's got a curve now down at the edge. It just molds into the wall from the bottom, to where this one was just straight, a 90 inside. And once again, this didn't have a fillet there. They call it fillets. It's kind of like where it just smooths in. And I also put some throughout the edges, the sides of this. The sides of this have it to where this didn't. It was just straight. So it's all in all, it's a lot better. And I did a 30% infill. This was only 20. You can feel the difference. I mean, you really can. You can feel that it just feels a little bit heavier and stronger. So this one, after we got done yesterday, I goofed up, I messed around with this thing and shook it. I mean, nothing has separated or showed any sign of stress, nothing. So this is still a good one here. But I wanted to do the finalized one, you know, the one that I changed the settings in, and I should have done that to begin with. I don't know what I was just trying to hurry up, trying to make a quick video for you guys. And then I went ahead and painted the blade. I cleaned it up, sanded it with a DA, smoothed it out, and whoop, about dropped it. And just made it red to match the thing. It's not totally dry yet, but when it does still fit nice. I'm going to put it in there. I don't want to scratch it if I don't have to. I still haven't found what I'm going to do with this yet. This does work, but you're going to have to use a wrench every time. Like I said, I had some with wing nuts. If I can't find them, I'll just have to get another one, because I like kind of how this works. You know, it's a little bit better than the Velcro thing, and it does squeeze the little sides in just a little against the can. Not I mean, I don't see it's going to be any problem with it coming out or anything. Like I said, it really shakes it up. It really, I had it gunned pretty good and nothing. So with that 30% infill, the floor is stronger too. It's got, you could just tell this thing is so much more beefier, and 30 is perfect. You don't have to go any more than that. If you do decide to download that file and you know, print it for yourself or whatever, or like I said before, if you guys don't have a 3D printer and you do want one, let me know in the comments down there and we'll set something up. I'll probably even sell this one here if somebody wants it. You know, cheap, we'll figure it out. And then, but the new ones will be like this, and they will be 30% infill. So with a file on Etsy once I get that set up. What I'm going to do, I may start doing things like that on Etsy just to kind of help the channel out. Later on when I get set up with YouTube, once I get all my requirements set up, I'll probably do some kind of a members page where that kind of stuff there will be free to the members. Any files like that or anything we make or something of interest to you guys, I'll have all that there on a members page for free. We'll see how it goes. We'll set it up. There's all the other channels out there do something like that. You know, I'll have to look in to see how they're doing it. This is still all new to me, even though I've been doing this for over a year now and just trying to make it all go. But yeah, I wanted to show you guys the update, the blade, what it looks like, and any questions, jot them down below, and I'd be glad to answer anything for you guys. Really appreciate you guys. See you on the next one.